Good morning, y'all. On Twisted Light TV with Poetry. I am Poetry. It is pouring down out here. I am late to work, so I gotta be very cautious as I'm driving. Very, very cautious. I'm gonna bring you a PNTV on the move. There's a couple things in the news that I want to talk about. There was breaking news on your boy Jussie Smollett. We have a rest in peace for a rapper named Nipsey Hussle. And then I'm just going to briefly go over a few topics that I'm not going to get too deep into, but I may give a small opinion on, something like that. Last week's PNTV, I spoke in detail about Jussie Smollett's charges being dropped and what that really meant. Now, some of you still didn't believe me. Y'all still don't believe me to this day. Some of you still are proclaiming his innocence. And some of you just don't really give a damn. Y'all just happy that a black man got off. That's pretty much it. Well, for all you bandwagoners who want to ride back on the Jussie train, it's not over. It's not over. Let's start off first with his prosecutor. Well, not his prosecutor. The prosecuting attorney office that is ran by Kim Foxx is now under fire. Former prosecuting attorney Sinai Muhammad has filed a petition as of yesterday to investigate Kim Foxx's office. Now, if y'all didn't know who Kim Foxx is, Kim Foxx was the black woman that came on TV who announced that Jussie's charges have been dropped and he has been exonerated, misleading the community to believe that Jussie was free, that Jussie was innocent, put it like that. He's free, but he was innocent, which was not the case. Jussie Smollett was not innocent. A grand jury had indicted him for 16 counts, felony charges of filing a false report to the police, and they had sufficient evidence to take this case further to trial. Well, Kim Foxx, because she is personally affiliated with Jussie Smollett and his family, decided to recuse herself from the case, right? But her office is the one who was still handling it. So although she didn't have her name on the papers and documents and everything, her office was the one still. I'm turning the corner and it's raining. I gotta pay attention. I knew that monkey motherfucker was coming over here. Her office was the one that was still handling Jussie's case. They're the ones who negotiated the terms of his release. And I know people were saying, I think Jussie was even saying there was no agreement reached. I wouldn't be my mama's son if I still didn't say I was innocent. There was an agreement reached, Jussie. Stop lying. You're still lying. I can't believe that. You're still lying. There was an agreement reached. The prosecuting attorney and the defense attorney has to come together and make an arrangement in order for your case to be dropped and your case to be sealed. They don't seal records of innocent people. The record just disappears altogether. I mean, well, it don't disappear, but it'll be shown if there was no charges brought up against them. Guilty people get records sealed, sir. But okay, like I said, I talked about that last week. Go on the PNTV so I get the full breakdown of it. Okay, so Sinai Muhammad is going to, she's filing a petition to have Kim Foxx's office investigated. Okay, now, of course, Manuel and the police department and the union in Chicago is pissed the hell off to be damned because they knew that they had a solid case against Jussie. Okay, they are pissed off that they accepted his $10,000 bond as fine as part of this arrangement and agreement. Did I get caught by the train? I think I just missed the train. They pissed off about that shit and they thought that they should have went to court. They should have went to court. But essentially, it is the two lawyers' decision on how that is handled. So outside of if there was any type of influence from Kim, because that's what basically Sinai Muhammad is saying, that Kim's influence is what guided them to make these arrangements. That's what she's saying. So, but okay, whether that happened or not, the way that Jussie's case was handled and brought down is not against the law. People do it all the time. Like I told y'all, I'm a person that had my case sealed and dropped and they kept my bond as payment of the fine. I was one of them people, so I know that could happen. So it has not been an injustice served as far as that is concerned, if that is how they negotiated it. But if indeed that Kim Foxx's influence, because she has this personal relationship with the Smollett family, if her influence was used to garner favor, it is unethical as far as the bar is concerned. The Attorney Bar Association. It is unethical for her to do such a thing. That's why she recused herself, so she could not be involved. But if she was still involved, it poses a problem. Okay. Well, after Jussie got out of jail and everybody rah-rah sis gone by on him, we find that the NAACP was going to give him an image award for his role in Empire. I don't know if he's ever received an award for that role before. I hate the show Empire, so I don't watch it. So I don't know how good of an actor he is. I don't think I've ever seen Jussie Smollett in anything else other than when they first came out as a family with the TV show The Smolletts. That's the last thing I think I ever remember Jussie being on. If y'all know any other shows that Jussie Smollett was part of, y'all let me know. Y'all let me know. Like I said, when he got released, he had 16 counts against him. He got community service, and he also forfeited his $10,000 bond. Okay, what they haven't told us, which I found out just a few hours ago, that Jussie Smollett was also required to pay $130,000 in legal fees and court costs for filing frivolous claim. You don't get charged to pay court costs and fines for filing a frivolous claim if you didn't file a frivolous claim. Let's just make that clear. So Jussie was given 1 week to pay this money up. As of midnight last night, the time expired, and Jussie said he ain't paying a damn thing. Well, he ain't said anything, but Jussie didn't pay it, so Jussie said he wasn't paying a damn thing. So now the city of Chicago is filing civil suit this morning to sue Jussie Smollett for the money that he was supposed to pay. Now, because he did not pay it, the city of Chicago can now sue for 3 times the amount, over $390,000, plus new legal fees and new court costs and new attorney fees. Legal fees, attorney fees, same thing. But new attorney fees to be assessed to Jussie Smollett. He may come out almost $500,000 owed to the city of Chicago because he failed to pay it last night by midnight. Free, innocent people are not required to pay that type of thing. If you go to court and you are innocent, usually the guilty party is the one who's made to pay the legal fees in the court case. There may be some minor exceptions, but in Jussie Smollett's case, there was no exception, honey. No exception at all. Just think about it. You ever got a ticket? You ever got a speeding ticket? You didn't want to go to court. You didn't want to sit there for the judge, because if you go to court, you go to trial. But you can go to your preliminary hearing, as Jussie did. Go to the preliminary hearing. They tell you what your fine is. And you can agree to go out of that building and pay that doggone ticket. If you pay that ticket, you're going to have a court cost attached on top of it. You are the one who is supposed to pay it. You may also not receive any points against your record because you did that. That's basically what happened to Jussie Smollett, y'all. Basically. But back onto the NAACP Image Awards, Jussie didn't even bother to show the fuck up. He was like, what the fuck I'm coming for? I was trying to figure out what the fuck was he nominated for. But again, like I said, I don't watch the show. Y'all tell me, y'all Empire watchers, if Jussie Smollett's performance is award-winning as far as the NAACP Image Award, any award for real. Y'all let me know. Y'all think if he's a dynamic actor, y'all let me know. But yeah, so he didn't show up to the NAACP Image Awards. Comedian Chris Rock roasted the fuck out of him because of what happened, and then the fact that he didn't even bother to show the fuck up. Chris Rock was told, and everything that I'm saying is from other news sources, so I'm not gonna say alleged anything. Y'all want to know what source I got it from? I'll tell you. So Chris Rock was supposedly told that the subject of Jussie Smollett is off the record. He had no approval to put any of that into his skits. Chris Rock said, the fuck I won't. You ain't gonna tell me how to do my damn job. And he roasted the shit out of Jussie Smollett. Now, a lot of times I don't think that Chris Rock all that funny. You know, sometimes I get a good laugh from, I think Ty Bivens, I think she said Chris Rock is one of her favorite comedians. And sometimes it depends, you know, I can get my good hi from Chris Rock. But he roasted the shit out of Jussie, baby. He roasted the hell out of him. How dare you be offered an award and you don't even show your ass up after all this turmoil and shit. And of course, there's a lot of conspiracy theorists saying that everything that's going on with Jussie is political as well. I do not think that the initial act was political. I still hold fast to the fact that Lee Daniels has something to do with this whole fiasco. I still hold to that. Just right after Jussie was cleared, I start seeing more and more promotions about Lee Daniels' movie. I think it's going to be called Super Bitch, because I think that's what the young man calls himself on Instagram, the one who got the role as the gay superhero. I started seeing more and more promotions about that come out. That's why I'm still saying that Lee may have had some influence with the legal teams as well to help get Jussie off. So, what the fuck was I talking about? Chris Rock, Jussie Smollett, and his legal. Oh, political. I didn't think it was political in the beginning, but because Jussie went on those interviews, he incorporated the MAGA shit into it, which brought in dumb Donald bitch ass into the situation. I think he made some type of comment on it. I don't know what the fuck he said. I don't care. I don't like to hear shit to come out that motherfucker mouth at all. But then you got all the bandwagon politicians, all the ones who running for office and who trying to keep their name out there. Cory Booker and what's that chick name? I was gonna call her Condoleezza Rice. Lord. Kamala Harris. A bunch of these politicians was riding on the bandwagon about, you know, this gay black man being dragged through the judicial system and how they gonna, you know, we're gonna rise above, you know, black power, all that good shit. All these politicians was jumping on the bandwagon. Even Maxine Waters said the other day how she felt it was right that Jussie was not charged. Now, from what I read, and I put the link on the community board if y'all want to read the whole article of one of the articles, that they felt that his charges didn't warrant to actual jail time, to sit in jail. So that's why they negotiated the terms that they negotiated. And they agreed for him to pay the $10,000 bond and then it remained $130,000, and then everything was going to be fine and dandy. The record's sealed. But like I said, Jussie ain't paying at $130,000. So I don't know what that means. I don't know if a warrant is going to be issued. No, a warrant's not going to be issued because, again, they just went to sit. They're going to sue him in civil court. That's what they're going to do. Okay. But other than that, I did not think that it was a political act in the beginning. But these politicians have used this case and this scenario to help thrust their political presence, you know, put themselves back into the spotlight with their political presence. That, oh shit, I'm super late. Ew, I'm supposed to be working 10 minutes. I ain't even at the highway. I mean, but it's raining. I think he gonna understand. He may not understand, but I don't care. I don't care today. I don't care today. Okay, so Is that all I got on Jussie? And the mayor, the new mayor, who is basically a alleged foe, I'm going to say alleged on this, to Kim Fox, she also is going to open an investigation as to why Smollett's case was handled in such a manner after all of those resources and monies were spent to gather the evidence needed to actually take his ass through the ringer. They still hold fast that they got all the evidence they needed to throw him under the jail. But like I said, they don't think that warrants jail time. My opinion, jail time for Jussie. I don't believe. I think there should be some type of penalty for filing a false report. I do. However, I don't think jail time should be part of that penalty either. Now, the problem is, though, he's assessed the penalty that he's refusing to pay. Okay, so there should be some type of penalty for that. You know, something more extreme over the fine now that should be done. Because, like, I could write a bad check and I had a penalty that I got to pay. But if I don't show up to court or I don't pay the fines, then they will issue a warrant for my arrest. So maybe that should be the next step, you know. I don't know what the community service was he supposedly did, but all right. I'm going to move on to Nipsey Hussle. I'm going to tell y'all right now, I don't know who this man is. I have never seen his face before. I don't know him from a can of paint. But apparently a lot of my friends do. And I've been hearing people liken him to Tupac, saying he was the next, he is like Tupac, not the next Tupac, but he is like Tupac. This is going to be the only negative thing I'm going to say. I don't see that. Because Tupac was worldwide known. Because of not only his music, but his connection with community issues, his issues with politics, his issues with the police, his issue with the hip hop industry in itself. That was worldwide known. I've seen just as many people do RIPs for Nipsey Hussle as I've seen people saying, "Who the fuck is he?" Okay, so saying that though, he may have very well been the next emerging person, emerging leader, or the next person on the rise who could take on that role and surpass. Because, I mean, there's a lot of things that Tupac didn't do. Let's just be honest now. Community-wise. He had a voice. But apparently Nipsey was doing a lot for the community of South Central LA. As far as if I read that correctly, he was a former Crip. And out here trying to rebuild his community. He working with the police and the politicians to help make LA better, South Central LA specifically. And this is another reason why I say right now he's a local community activist that has the potential of growing. There were so many tweets put out by local politicians and local police force praising this man. They had meetings scheduled for the next upcoming weeks to sit down with him and have plans. What the world is going on? The hell? And this motherfucker's going over the middle divider. The fuck is wrong with people? Sorry, y'all. Nipsey. Let's pay the man some respect. Shit. So, he had several meetings scheduled for the next upcoming weeks to help talk about gang violence, to help bridge new community programs for undeserving communities, mainly black communities and Latino communities are the most undeserving in a lot of these areas. But he was working on programs like that. He was sitting down, I think, with the mayor's office just the next day after he was supposed to get killed, after he got killed. brother was doing a lot. He's doing a lot. There was some of the same things. No, I'm not gonna even bring that in because I was gonna say a couple other rappers that I'm aware of are doing this as well, but I'm not gonna bring their names in. This is about Nipsey right now. So a lot of people have conspiracy theories out there that this is the reason that this young man was killed. He was 33 years old. In addition to, he was working on a document. It was said that he was working on a documentary about Dr. Sebi. Dr. Sebi is a man who is said to have the known cure for AIDS and a lot of other incurable diseases. He spoke a lot about the big money game of pharmaceuticals and medicine and healthcare. Okay. Dr. Sebi is one of them people that I think has done a lot of good. Has disseminated a lot of good information out there that people could use. However, Dr. Sebi is also somebody that I believe is a pedophile. So I don't rock with him like that. I think I spoke on that before. There's a lot of times there's good people, or there's people who do a lot of good things but still have some negative shit against them that just don't make me roll with them 100. It doesn't take away from all the good shit that they've done to me. But I can't give them praise. I ain't finna be like, oh my God, he was putting this out on Dr. Sebi and that's why he got killed, because they don't want nobody to know the information. Dr. Sebi was a god. Fuck Dr. Sebi in my opinion. But I still use some of his information. But that's the same thing like with I'm finna detour for a quick second. I'll come back to that with Michael Jackson. People doing the same thing. I believe that motherfucker's a pedophile. And I'll go back to him at the end of this. I think hopefully I got enough time. But that's why people are saying that it's a conspiracy theorist, that it's political, the reason why this man was killed. Okay, so what particularly happened on Sunday afternoon, right in front of his own store called The Marathon out in South Central LA, Nipsey Hussle was gunned down by his former friend, reports are saying Eric Holder. I have not watched the video. I will not watch the video. But people are saying that in the video, Holder approached him and shot him. And walked away. Came back, shot him some more, and those were the kill shots. Walked away. Came back and then kicked him in the head before slowly jogging off and getting to a car with an unidentified woman. They have still yet to identify her. If that happens, that is so fucking disrespectful of this man. Even in his death, to come back and kick him in the head. That's saying, fuck you, bitch. That's what that is saying right there. And which makes me believe that this is not political. This is more of a beef or jealousy that has taken place, and it has escalated to gang violence. And there's a lot of people out there saying he had his whole crew, him and his crew didn't shoot back. His whole crew probably did not shoot back, because that is what the young man was against. He's out here advocating against gang violence. He's advocating against the use of assault weapons. He's advocating against strengthening the black community and being each other's keeper. So no, I don't think that his friends are standing around with a bus back, because that is so against what the man stands for. That would taint his legacy even more, in my opinion. Okay, so Eric Holder, after a 2-day manhunt, was arrested and charged with murder and 2 accounts of attempted murder. There were 2 other men who were wounded during this gunfire. 2 other men. So Eric Holder was held on $5 million bail. He went to court the other day and pleaded not guilty. Now, another reason why people think that there's a conspiracy behind this whole situation is because somehow Eric Holder was able to afford Chris Darden as his attorney. Chris Darden is still maintaining that his client is innocent, and that even though that there was a video out there and the police disseminated this video to the pictures around to show who this man was and he was accosted, that they have arrested Eric Holder on a case of mistaken identity. That was not him. It wasn't me. It wasn't me is what they're saying. So yeah, so he does not go back to court until May 10th. And if you don't know who Chris Darden is, Chris Darden was part of the prosecuting team who was trying to take down O.J. Simpson in 1995. All I gotta say is about that, bruh, y'all lost. That's all I'm gonna say about that shit there. O.J. got away. You know, if it didn't fit, it must have quit. Y'all couldn't prove that O.J. really did it, and however, I think that O.J. did it too. Let me just tell you. But this is the man who is defending Eric Holder. I don't know how much his legal fees cost. I don't know what all Eric Holder was involved in. From what I'm hearing, he had gave up the gang life himself. You know, so I'm not sure what his finances look like in order to be able to afford Chris Darden as his attorney. Maybe Chris just wanted another name to come out there and add to his headboard, another notch in the headboard, hole in the belt buckle. You know what I'm saying? He just needed somebody else to put his name back out there. Sometimes these attorneys like fame. Okay, they don't care about the innocence or the guilt of the person that's being accused. They just like the fame. They just like a win under their belt or what have you. And if they happen to lose, at least they got the fame. So, Eric Holder, if he is convicted and found guilty, he will serve a life sentence, where I believe that jail justice will prevail and they will get his ass. That is my belief. That is my belief. Okay, so did I have anything else about Nipsey? Nipsey Hussle, like I said, was age 33, born in Los Angeles. He has been in the rap game for approximately 10 years. He's put out mixed tapes within those 10 years. I have, unfortunately, never heard a single song that this man has ever put out. He was signed to a deal with his Victory Lap album, if I'm not mistaken, that was the name of it, and received a Grammy Award for that album. Again, I'm sorry, I have not heard of it. I will take a try to listen to him to see if this is, you know, if brother dropping some knowledge and some words that will garner him that the title that everybody, regardless, the communities, the black community, the hip-hop community, South Central LA, the political and law enforcement community in his area are grieving. They are grieving. Rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle. He leaves behind him his 2-year-old son and his daughter. I don't know how old his daughter is. I didn't get that information. And his girlfriend, actress Lauren London. Now, although I know who she is, I didn't know who her man was. So that's, again, I did not know who this man was. But yes, rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle. Now, there are some other topics, like I said, that I'm just going to go over briefly. Let's see. Amber Rose pregnant again. I don't care. Gordon Ramsay's old ass and his wife about to have another baby. Oh, they welcomed the baby. I really don't care about that either. Beyonce and Adidas just signed the deal of a lifetime is what they're saying. I don't care about that either. The only way I would care about that is if for some reason the price of my shell-toe Adidas increased. If my damn shoes start to increase in price because Beyonce's name is now attached to Adidas, then I'm gonna fucking care about that, because that's only the only type of shoes I really wear other than runner shoes, Asics and Brooks. Other than that, my shell-toe Adidas is really all I fucking rocks with. Don't let my fucking shoe prices go up. Speaking of Beyonce, Amari Hardwick from Power tried to kiss her. I don't know the whole story on that, but why are you trying to kiss Beyonce when you have a wife and she has a husband and y'all not in a relationship? How fucking disrespectful is that shit? That's a violation of her space and her privacy and her body. if she did not ask for that fucking kiss. But from what I'm reading, no, she didn't. And because everybody said Jay-Z should whoop his ass. Whatever. So, yeah, Marvin Harrick, dumbass. Let's see. Idris Elba. There's been posts going around as of yesterday saying that Idris Elba was announced the new James Bond. That is a fucking lie. When Idris Elba made the post about being James Bond, it was a joke. He's already came out and interviewed about it saying it was a joke. He has not been contacted to be James Bond. Maybe he's on the top list of people because there's people advocating for him to be, you know, a black James Bond. He's already British. He ain't got to, like, you know, fake the accent. But Idris Elba is not the new James Bond as of today's date. There's nothing official. Like I said, the organization has not even announced that they are interested in him either. This is all fanfare and Idris fair. This to try to get him to be the next James Bond. Joe Biden. Joe Biden is facing 2 accounts of improper conduct. One of which I think Joe said he don't remember. Let me tell y'all, this upcoming election, y'all, is gonna be a fucking shit show. It's gonna be a shit show. And I honestly don't like any of the candidates. You know, I was rocking with Bernie Sanders back in the day. Bernie Sanders, like Andrew Gillum, kind of lost some of my respect when they did not fight for the positions that they had. You know, they both bowed out. Andrew bowed out and then came back in and tried to, you know, I was like, dude, what you bow out for in the first place? Fight for your right. Fight for your right to party. So even though Biden, I wanted Biden to I liked Biden as the VP. I don't know if I would like Biden as the president. And I want to say that the young lady in Atlanta, damn, I can't remember nobody's name right now, that they trying to slate her as his VP. If they do, he's going to lose. They don't want a black woman in that office. If he do, he's going to lose. I think if a black woman had to run, it would have to be Michelle Obama. Truth be told. So, yeah, this whole election is going to be a shit show. Motherfucker, how slow? Slow down, bitch. I got nervous. This car, this truck, ooh, and it's raining. Anywho, there's nobody in the fire. There's nobody in the fire that I want. Now, remember back in the day, Neverland. That's what I said I was going to get back to Michael Jackson. I was talking about Dr. Sebi and people supporting him. And they not wanting to look at the wrong shit that he doing. Like Dr. Sebi fucking with little young girls and Michael Jackson. Do I believe that Michael Jackson did it? Yes. Plain and simple. I have no thoughts about it. Plain and simple. I will not watch the Finding Neverland documentary. I didn't watch the R. Kelly documentary. I didn't watch the Cardi B Surviving Cardi B. I didn't watch that shit either. I do not find a need for me to saturate my mind with a subject matter that triggers me emotionally regarding abuse, sexual abuse. I don't find it interesting, intriguing. Oh my God, I want to know. That is not the car wreck that I'm gonna slow down to and watch. I don't care to see that shit at all. So no, I will not watch Leaving Neverland. But do I think Michael Jackson have touched children when they were younger? Yes, indeed, I do. Has that made me stop supporting Michael Jackson? I don't buy his music any longer. Same as with R. Kelly. I don't buy his music any longer. But I have to be honest with y'all that if it comes on the radio, I'm not turning it off. The only person I turn off is Chris Brown. And I turned off Chris Brown because the sound of his voice irks my motherfucking soul. I can hear his drug addiction and his arrogance in his tone and his music and his voice sounds horrible now, especially since he's auto-tuning the fuck out of it. He probably has to because the bitch is high all the fucking time, allegedly. all the fucking time, and his voice is gone and shattered and shit and stuff. But no, I don't turn them off if they're playing on the radio. I'm one of them people that can separate, the artist from their work. However, there are a lot of songs that when I listen to now, I honestly be like, and I may not listen to them again, because when I hear it, I hear the pedophilia in the lyrics. So I haven't watched Finding Neverland. I've heard there's a lot of controversy going on with it. And as of yesterday, Oprah Winfrey ass decided she gonna separate herself from it. Now, you done put out this whole documentary to bring out the light of Michael Jackson. You've interviewed these young men. And a lot of people are like, oh, they lying. Now they changed their story. This is how I feel about it. When they first were interviewed, they were children. And their children may have been coached by the attorneys, may have been coached by their parents. And now as they're adults, they feel comfortable enough to tell their truth. And that's why the stories have changed again. But I believe them from the beginning, and I believe them now. I do think that Michael Jackson was a pedophile. I do. It doesn't take away from his music. Like I said with Dr. Sebi, there's a lot of great shit and information that he is disseminating to the community that we can use as a people. But as a person, you dirty as a dog to me. Yeah, and I think that's all I'm gonna say about that, about the Michael Jackson situation. This is the 36-minute PNTV on the move. I hope y'all can hear me, because it's raining and shit, and I got my mic in my boobage. But that's all I got for y'all today. Y'all leave y'all comments down in the comment section if there's any topic that I spoke on today that y'all have an opinion on, whether we agree or disagree. Leave it in the comment section, just as long as we can agree to be respectful in our comments, which we normally always are around here. I appreciate that. I want to thank each and every subscriber that I have here on this channel. As far as channel news, I am going to be putting out that updated schedule as far as how videos are going to start posting on this channel on a regular basis. I am cutting down the days in which I post content, so that way I can have more time to perfect the look of the content that I'm giving to you, do better research on the subject matters and topics that I'm giving to you. When I watched This Is Us the other day, I had so much wrong shit that I said at the end of that video, and I appreciate all of you guys checking me on that shit. Y'all guys did that respectfully. I appreciate that as well. But I want to be able to be more diligent as far as like what information I'm giving you guys. So I'm going to bring down my posting schedule to, for the most part, 2 days a week. It's going to be on Tuesday and Friday is the days the videos are going to come out, with a couple of exceptions. Like Game of Thrones is one of them shows that, bam, when it come on, people want to see that damn recap and review the next day, and I want to give it to them the next day. So Game of Thrones may have a Monday release. Handmaid's Tale, when that shit come on, bam, people want to know. So that may very well be put up the very next day. I've already put every show that I'm doing right now for this new upcoming season. I dropped on the community tab what days they post. I will do a separate video so y'all can be updated as well as what shows I'm doing. I realize, y'all, that I do 15 TV shows. 15 TV shows throughout the year that I am keeping up with. That's a lot of TV that I'm watching, considering that I really didn't like to watch TV much at all. It's a lot of TV that I'm watching. So 15 shows throughout the year, in addition to Travel and Talk Tuesday, PNTV, Poetry's News and Twisted Views, and the monthly live that I do the first of every month. So 18 different segments on this show, on this channel. I want to give a shout out to my cousin. She sent me a text the other day, and this actually made me feel so happy. My cousin sent me a text that says that she really enjoys my Travel and Talk Tuesdays, and I am, next to Love and Hip Hop, I am the next show that she watches on a weekly basis. To be included as an actual ongoing show and segment that you guys are enjoying. And I know she's family. Thank you, Haley. I love you so much. I know she's family, but that still is saying a lot. And I know that there are people like Lady V, Samara 96, Anna LA, Sean Taylor, and there's a few more. I don't know everybody's name off the top of my head right now, but there's a few more. But I know for a fact these 4 people watch damn near everything I put up, no matter what it is, even if it shows that they're not watching. And that says a lot to me. I am so greatly appreciative of everybody here. And like I say, I want to make this like a better environment as far as this channel is concerned. So I want to get more consistent with the times, and I want to be able to still grow outside of YouTube as well. And YouTube is starting to take up a lot of the time that I need to do that, because I'm tired a lot of the times when I get off work. And that's one reason why this particular season I have not been able to keep up with as much as I had liked to. This was like one of the worst seasons I've ever had. I'm still like 6 episodes behind on different shows. I dropped the show. You know what I'm saying? I dropped like 3 shows, 3 or 4. I dropped 3 or 4 shows, and I'm still unable to keep up like I want to. And I'm not even traveling. Just think about when I start traveling again. Speaking of traveling, if y'all want to see my stories about Las Vegas, those videos have been posted. I also stay tuned on my community board. If you are not subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. When you click on the notification bell, it's going to give you some options of what you want to receive information on. Drop down to the bottom and click all, so that way you can get the community board as well. Again, I thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you all. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I think I've already said that like 5, 6, 7, 11 times. Peace.